You good, Matt?
Yep.
You good, Vern?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Back, everybody, on an episode of Jab Journals. Back here in Macomb Boxing Center. We're here with Vernon No Love Weber. Vernon, we're a week away from your big fight at Motor City Casino, February 21st. It's for a belt. It's in front of the hometown, and it's for a lot of respect. How are you feeling this far out from the fight?
I feel good. I feel healthy. I'm just ready to fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, not a lot of words right there, but a lot of words have been spoken on social media about this fight. You guys have been going back and forth. Now that it's close enough to the fight, it's kind of died down a little bit. Is that because you're more focused now, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I did what I had to do to get the fight.
Right.
I talked to Smack I needed to. I got him engaged until I got his hometown engaged to it by the comments I made about Monroe and how they're scared of Detroit fighters, and it got me here. So the trash talk is done. It's just time to handle business on Friday night.
Right. Now, where kind of getting close to the fight, maybe kind of explain to fans what do you take away from training camp? What do you keep in it? Like, are you sparring as much as you used to? Are you running as hard? Like, what are you kind of doing different the last week before the fight?
Me and my coach basically keep it the same. We took some things from Vegas when I was out there with Top Rank and brought it over here to this camp that helped out tremendously. Sparring last week, we took that away. Last thing you want to do is take a big shot a week before the fight or 2 weeks out from the fight. Don't give your brain enough time to really recover 100%. So we took that out completely, and then we just focused on the game plan for the last few weeks.
Okay, very cool. Now, you mentioned the training camp with Top Rank. Who was down there? Were you sparring with somebody? Or?
Yeah, I got invited out there to Jerry Anderson, Big Baby camp,
cool,
and I was out there for almost 2 months with him and his team, getting ready for a couple fights go when he had.
Yeah. Now, going to that training camp out in Vegas with Top Rank, what was it like to kind of experience like a professional camp like that?
Oh yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. Like I said, I picked up a lot of knowledge out there from like their team, the way they do stuff. I got to experience like a whole different side, the atmosphere of being with top elite athletes is in my same sport. So it was amazing.
Yeah. Very cool. Who else was down there in the camp? Was it just for Jared Anderson? Or?
It was Jared Anderson. It was Shakur Stevenson. We seen a couple big names come through too, but it was mostly for Shakur and Jared.
Okay. And was that before the Picola fight?
Yeah, right before the fight
nice.
before.
Very cool. So getting experience with some top level heavaveights out there, being a cruiserweight, sparring with heavyweights like that, how do you feel that helps you going into fights?
Him particularly, I would say it helped out a lot just because I knew I could hang with someone that's considered an A-class fighter.
Right.
A lot of people say, "Oh, y'all not A-class. You're not fighting like the big top ranked people." But I went there, I held my own, and did my thing, and then now I'm here until I get to that point.
Yeah, very nice. You started your career, kind of late. You played football a lot when you were younger. Now you're sparring like top heavyweights around the country. That's gotta feel pretty good. Like how did it all start, Vernon? Like how did you get to this point?
Like you said, I started with football. Honestly, my family, I got a big family. I had 6 brothers, 4 sisters. So with a family that size, your parents kept everybody together. Everybody did football. The girls did the cheerleading.
Right.
The boys did basketball. The girls did basketball. Everybody did track. Everybody did baseball. The girls did softball. Everybody was like a unit. So it was never like if I said I want to go fight, it was out the picture.
Right.
Because you're not gonna break one person off and then you gotta take me somewhere, then take my brother and sister everywhere else. So I wanted to start at a young age, but it was thrown off because of football. My dad was a basketball player. Everybody's a basketball player, so I just got stuck doing what everybody else had to do. And I went off to play football in college. Ended up breaking my ankle. Came home and was like, let's give it a shot. I went to Title Boxing thinking it was a real like boxing gym.
Right.
And hitting the bag, I want to say like a month later, I'm like, yo, okay, when do I get to like fight somebody? They're like, oh no, we don't do this here. I'm like, okay. And my girlfriend at the time, she was like, let's find something. She ended up finding a gym for me. It was called Throwback Boxing.
Okay.
And I went there with a guy named Coach Ken, and took me under. First day there, I actually sparred one of their pros. Did extremely good, held my own, was able to hang with him. He was a cruiserweight at the time, and he was 1-0. And then he was like, "You should take this seriously. Like this is for you." And I ran with his words, and then we kept on going.
Yeah. Now here we are, right? Headlining Motor City Casino next week. is that something like when you started that like you kind of knew that you were gonna do? You kind of started out at Motor City, correct?
Yeah, my first fight was supposed to be held at Motor City Casino, and then the guy never showed up. He walked out the same night, and so I actually had my pro debut under Salita's card in Dearborn.
Gotcha. Okay. Now you started your pro career off as a heavyweight, right?
Yes.
And you've kind of worked your way down to cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Does that weight just fit your style more? Just you feel better at that weight?
I definitely don't feel better at this weight, but cutting weight is always tough for anybody. I walk around 220, 215. So
okay.
Cutting that last 15 to 17 pounds is tough, because it's my natural. I always walked around as a heavier dude, but obviously in boxing now, the heavyweight division is so big. You got people with 6'7", 280 pounds, like goalies, 300 pounds, 6'7", 2'8", 6'8". That's a huge size difference for me. So me and coach thought it'd be smarter for me to go down. Then I can always rehydrate back to like 210, 215 the next day.
Yeah, like the night, after weigh-in and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of, people don't think of like big guys like cruiserweights, heavyweights having to cut weight, but having to cut 15 pounds that's not a little amount of weight. You know what I mean? Is it something you're kind of used to? You got a good like little program that you do to cut that weight down? Yeah,
we got a good nutritionist to help us out tremendously, and that helps out with a lot. And then it goes also with discipline of we do like a fasting the whole camp until like I get down to a good weight where the last couple pounds ain't nothing to shred,
Yeah. So. Now there's talks of like a bridger weight class where I think the limit's like 240 or 225. If that came about, would that be something you'd be intrigued with?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of guys that kind of fit in, even like your opponent, Derick Miller. I think they kind of fit in that. It's hard to be under 200, but too small for heavyweight type deal. So that'd be I think that'd open up a lot of options for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, leading up to this fight, is there anything you did differently in this camp that you've done in different camps, or kind of just?
Me and coach, we always train extremely hard. I don't take another opponent any more serious than I take the next one. Every fight is a big fight. It's fighting. At the end of the day, it's boxing. Anything can happen in boxing. So I'm going to train like they're the best person in the world, the best. I don't care if your record's 0-20 or 20-0. We're going to train the same for you regardless.
Right. You said like, people have told you in the past that like you're not fighting the higher caliber fighters. Then you go and you train with Jared Anderson. Like you said, you hold your own. Like, is it kind of hard to keep those people that maybe don't know a lot about the sport, kind of keep them out of your ear a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody got something to say. Social media, people don't know anything at all, but they got the most to say. So I really don't pay attention to them people at all. I know what I can do. I know what I'm going to do. So I leave it at that.
Right. Now, like we've said, a week before the fight, you got any predictions for the fight that night? Anything you think is going to happen?
I know what's going to happen. Yeah. He ain't going to make it past the 6th round.
Past the 6th?
He won't make it past the 6th, I promise you.
And like this fight being for a belt, does that kind of add a little bit more to you to kind of come home with that title?
Absolutely. Like I said when we talked before, I'm obsessed with this. Ain't nothing changed. I go to sleep thinking about it. I wake up thinking about it. His face is in my mind 24/7. I don't care about nothing else. And I've never, as much as I love the sport, I always wanted to. I needed something like this, I've been fiending for it, and it's gonna be a show.
A lot of your answers to these questions have to do with your coach, Coach Jim Garbeau. What does he mean to you, and kind of how's he helped you, like guide you through your career?
Oh yeah, he's definitely a huge light onto my career. I see him as a huge father figure. He believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. He stuck by my side through everything. Even the night I got my jaw broke, he the one that called me in the middle of the night like, "Hey, are you sure you okay? Let's go check it out. Let's go see if you really are okay." He it's only so much words I can say that can really explain our relationship because it's so strong. Like I tell people all the time, if you don't hear something from me and you don't hear it from that man, it's probably not true because he's the only one that truly know who I am. We spend 6-7 hours a day with each other, day in, day out, 6 days a week. We go to each other's family events. He invites me to his family events. I invite him to mine. We never miss each other's events. I go to Georgia games. She comes to my daughter's recitals. He comes everything we do together. It's like really a family.
Yeah. It's awesome to have a coach like that, you know, that you have a personal relationship, right? I mean, I bet when you guys went down to the top rank, it was pretty much just you two against the whole camp almost in a way, right?
Yeah.
If that helped give you confidence in that camp to have Jim there with you?
Oh, 100%. I know we both got to work too, so I know he got a good job he got to maintain, and so he actually missed the first couple of days, and the experience was completely different when he showed up. It's just when you got somebody in a corner that you can really trust and know what they're talking about too, it shines a different light on it. Like I said, he came in a couple days. The first couple days, Jared was catching me with shots that I know he shouldn't have been hitting me with. You know, like I'm like, you know, tense stuff. Coach, he's the ear and the voice that like calms me down, so I know like, all right, I do this, and I hear him say it, and I can perform it. You know,
like, you know, from like, you know, football is a really intense sport, right? You kind of got to be like on your toes all the time and ready to go. You know, boxing, I feel like for most people, you got to relax a little bit more. Was that hard for you to change, like coming from football to boxing, and does Jim help you kind of relax in the ring like that?
Oh yeah, to this day he still tell me like, yeah, just calm down. The calmer you are, the more stuff you're gonna see. So even in this fight, first round might be a little bit more tense. You know, it's all nerves worked up, all the crowd. But I know I'm gonna hear him in the corner like, just calm down. You're gonna see everything coming. Same thing for the last fight, my first comeback fight. You could tell I was a little tense, and then I heard him in the corner like, just relax. You're gonna see everything coming. That's when I start being able to do what I really do. Right. And it's gonna be the same thing for this one.
Now you mentioned the fight before, coming off that injury. You know, what was the you know, coming off a loss, coming off an injury like that? You know, what was the motivation to keep going and kind of, you know, keep on pursuing this boxing career?
At the end of the day, we was gonna take that loss up to the chin. As a man, it's fighting. You win, you lose some. As long as you fight another day, you know. But we cheated that fight. I know Coach told you a little bit about it before, but yeah, we cheated that fight, and I just knew I had to come back and show people I ain't no hoe. Never been, never will be, and I'm gonna keep fighting. Even that fight when I said I got my jaw broke, I fought that whole fight with a broken jaw. So it's gonna be bad this next coming week.
Right. I mean, obviously it didn't like do much to derail your career. Two fights later, you're fighting for a title at the headline. You know, so obviously you guys got a lot of confidence behind you to keep moving like this. You know, saying you stop him in the 6th round. You know, I mean that's big talk. You know, what do you? Is there something you see in him, like, without giving away too much information? You know, is there something you see in him that like you think you can take advantage of?
Yeah, he every fight I watched all of his fights, every single one. I've either been there in person or I've seen it online, and every fight he's tired by the 4th round. By the 4th round, I'm turning up. It's time to go for real. Like my body's warmed up. I'm used to you. I know your style. He's gone. Like I said, I sparred him before, and I beat the hell out of him. It was easy. Yeah. Second time I sparred him, I sparred the guy that's gonna be on the card too. I sparred him for 4 rounds first. Then D Mills got in, threw his hardest shots, couldn't get me out the way. It's gonna be light work for me.
Okay. Well, a lot of confidence coming from Vernon Weber. You want to throw out your social medias one more time just so people can follow you?
Oh yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at @nolove__JR7, and then Facebook is just JR Weber, and those are my 2 base social medias right now.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll see you next week at the fight. Good luck if I don't see you beforehand. That does it for this episode of Jab Journals, guys. Make sure if you like the content, like what I'm doing, like meeting fighters like Vernon, like, share, subscribe. Jab Journals on everything, and we'll see you guys again. All right.